The history of the church is adorned with many souls who chose the path of sacrifice over the comforts of this world. Among these, the story of Saint Theodosia of Tyre stands as a profound testament to courage, faith, and the transformative power of divine grace. Her martyrdom is not merely a record of an ending, but a celebration of a life entirely devoted to the pursuit of the eternal.
Theodosia was born in the coastal city of Tyre, a center of commerce and culture in the ancient world. From her earliest years, she was distinguished by a spirit that seemed out of place in the mundane surroundings of her youth. While her contemporaries were occupied with the ephemeral pleasures of their time, Theodosia sought a deeper communion with the divine. She chose the path of virginity, dedicating herself to a life of prayer, fasting, and service. In the quiet corridors of her home and the humble gatherings of the local Christian community, she cultivated a steadfast character. Her virtue did not go unnoticed. Her presence was described as one of gentle authority and unwavering devotion. She lived as a hidden saint, preparing unknowingly for the crucible that would ultimately define her earthly legacy.
The era in which Theodosia lived, specifically during the reign of the Emperor Maximian, was a time of systematic and brutal persecution against Christians. The Roman state viewed the growing Christian population not just as religious dissidents, but as a threat to the traditional order of the empire. Governors and local magistrates were under strict orders to enforce the imperial edicts, which demanded that all citizens offer sacrifice to the pagan idols.
Tyre, like many cities, became a battlefield between imperial might and the quiet, persistent witness of the believers. The atmosphere was thick with tension, as fear forced many into hiding, while others waited for the inevitable knock on their doors. It was in this climate of trepidation that the moment arrived for Theodosia to step out of the shadows.
The events leading to her martyrdom began on a day that would have been ordinary, if not for the presence of a group of Christians being led to the place of trial and execution. As they were marched through the streets, bound in chains, the onlookers reacted with a mixture of apathy and fear.
Theodosia, witnessing the sorrowful procession, was moved by an impulse of profound spiritual solidarity. Disregarding the lethal danger she was courting, she stepped forward from the crowd. She approached the confessors, greeted them with deep reverence, and kissed their hands and their chains. She spoke words of encouragement, urging them to remain steadfast in their confession and asking them to remember her before the Lord when they entered his kingdom.
It was an act of pure, selfless love, a public defiance of the injustice being perpetrated. By embracing these victims of the state, she was declaring that she shared their faith, their mission, and ultimately, their destiny.
The guards, stunned by her audacity and the sight of a noble maiden openly honoring those whom the state had branded as criminals, quickly apprehended her. She was brought before the local governor.
The interrogation was brief. The governor, perplexed by her calm demeanor and her lack of fear, questioned her regarding her actions and her faith. Theodosia did not attempt to obfuscate or bargain for her safety. With a boldness that reflected the power of the Holy Spirit working within her, she confessed her faith in Jesus Christ. She declared that she was a Christian and that she had greeted the confessors because she shared in their faith and hoped to follow in their footsteps.
The governor, feeling his authority challenged by the unwavering resolve of a young woman, was filled with rage.
He attempted to break her spirit through threats and psychological intimidation, but found her entirely unmoved. He then ordered that she be subjected to harsh tortures, intended to force her to renounce her faith and offer the sacrifice to the gods.
Despite the agony inflicted upon her body, Theodosia remained resolute. She viewed her suffering not as a defeat, but as a path to glory. Her endurance was not the result of human strength alone, but of a divine sustenance that silenced the cries of the flesh. She remained focused on the goal, the crown of martyrdom.
Seeing that torture could not bend her, and frustrated by the witness her example was providing to the gathered crowds, the magistrate ordered her to be thrown into the sea. This was a common form of execution for those deemed undesirable by the Roman authorities. As she was led to the waters, her heart remained fixed on the eternal. She did not look back.
She was cast into the depths, and in that cold, dark water, her earthly struggle reached its conclusion. She died not as a victim of cruelty, but as a victor over it. She surrendered her spirit to the Creator, leaving behind a legacy that would inspire countless generations of believers. She was cast into the depths, and in that cold, dark water, her earthly struggle reached its conclusion. She died not as a victim of cruelty, but as a victor over it. She surrendered her spirit to the Creator, leaving behind a legacy that would inspire countless generations of believers.
Saint Theodosia of Tyre stands as a pillar of faith in the history of the Church. Every year, on the 5th of the Coptic month of Epip, July 12th, the Church commemorates her life and her noble witness. Her story encourages believers to find courage in their own daily lives, to stand for truth, and to offer love to those who are suffering. Though her physical life was extinguished in the waters of Tyre, the light of her testimony continues to burn bright, guiding those who seek the narrow path that leads to the crown of life.